videos went viral 2 years ago, still going viral, over 40 million views. So make sure you guys are following me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and that's enough about me. All right, y'all good? Anybody have any questions for me? Huh? Okay. So we have some beautiful women on our panel today. Give these lovely ladies a big round of applause. They are business owners, entrepreneurs, women of color. So this segment is called Women Behind the Brand. So we're going to learn about how they got started. Everyone has a story as to why they started their business. And like I said, for me, my son went to prison and I had to learn how to laugh while I was really in pain. And that's what brought me into comedy. So your gift is lying somewhere dormant and you gotta wake it up. And in order to wake it up, it could look like a storm. It could feel like a storm. But baby, all I can say is hold on. Hold on, right? So first we're gonna introduce our first panelist, and her name is Anna. She's with LoveMyBrownSkin.com. LoveMyBrownSkin.com. That's why you can show us some love, people. That's right. I'm a very interactive host, so you can clap, yell out, do whatever you want with me. I'm good with that. Next we have Honey here. Zakia.
2.0. Hello everyone. Thank you for coming and supporting us.
Next we have Back to Roots. Okay. Am I pronouncing it right? Jay? The J supporters. And then we have Heal and Go. Heal and Go. I love that. I can't wait to hear what that's about because we're all in our healing season. So I'm not even sure what that means, but I like that. Heal and Go. Because I want to heal, then I'm going to go. Okay. So my first question is, tell us briefly about yourself and the name of your business. So we're gonna always go in order so it won't be confusing. So we're gonna start with you. Tell us about yourself and the name of your business.
Okay, let's figure out this mic situation. I'm not a speaker, so forgive me in advance. This way the mic. Hello?
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah.
It's me. I gotta speak up. Okay. Hi everybody. My name is Anna. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I live in Monmouth County right now. I have one grown daughter, and we're just basic intro, right? Not all the other questions just yet. Okay. I'm the owner of LoveMyBrownSkin.com. It's an online melanin apparel business. So I'm the first table right here in the red, and we will be raffling off a black melanated hoodie similar to my shirt, but it's a black hoodie. And I won't go too much because I know we have other questions, so I'm going to pass it on to the next.
And make sure that you speak loud and clear because we're competing with the vendors. We want them to get their money. We want to make sure that our audience can hear us as well. Yep.
So my name is Dale Bruni, and I am the founder and owner of Heal and Go, and we're an online hair care brand. We do plant-based skincare and hair care products. I'm based in East Windsor, New Jersey, and I'm originally from the island of Dominica.
Hi everyone. Good morning. My name is Jay. I'm the Chief Product Officer of Back Number 2 Roots LLC. I have 2 business partners with me back there. We're all co-founders and co-owners. I'm from New Jersey, but my 2 business owners, they're from Maryland but we'll say DMV. We're from DMV, but I'm based in Jersey. Our sales are primarily online, but we also do in-person events like this. So you can catch us at the next one like this, or maybe in the DMV.
Okay, I just want to interrupt her for a second. Did you hear what she said? She said she's based in New Jersey. Her business partners are based in Maryland and where?
DMV.
The DMV area?
Mm-hmm.
And they all have a business together. So your business plan is not always in your area.
Nope.
That's a big deal. Because sometimes we only look in the same area and wonder why we can't get our businesses off the ground. So I love that.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Yasuki. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My hair care brand is called Honey Hair Care 2.0, and I am primarily online as well. I do sell my products inside of the salon, and I'm on Amazon. I have a website. I'm on TikTok Shop, Instagram, Facebook. So Honey stands for Healthy Universal Nourishing Sense Emollient. So it is an acronym behind the name.
One, two, one. So the next question is, what inspired you to start the business?
I was really inspired, to celebrate all Black women and all Black people across the diaspora. Learning about different cultures and specifically learning about my own culture. My parents are from the Dominican Republic. My grandparents are from St. Martin and St. Kitts. And I've never even been to many of these places, and so I'm on a journey right now to really learn about my own culture, which is very broad and vast, and that's really where it started, 3-4 years ago, I would say. So that's my backstory. That's what it really inspired me to start.
I love that. Nice and loud.
What inspired me to start Healing Go was the need for hair care products when I went natural in 2012. I would find products that would make my hair look good for the first hour, 2 hours, and then later on it would be dry or there would be flakiness or some sort of something that I wasn't comfortable with. So I started mixing products in my kitchen for my hair and my daughter, and I gave a few friends. And then it became, I want more, I want more. Some people on Facebook contacted me for products too, and then Healing Go started. It took me a long time to start it because I started making stuff in my kitchen in 2012, but I only officially made a business of it in 2020.
So she started in her home, and I'm just gonna do a recap. She started in her home, and she felt she needed something to help her with her hair journey. That's important, because sometimes we search and we get mad because we can't find what we need that fits us. But she created something that fit her, and if it worked for her, it'll work for a lot of other people, right? I love that mindset.
Okay, so my business partners and we are all Seton Hall graduates, which is where we
I know
met.
that's right.
I found out that you are too.
That's right. Show us love.
Okay. But that's where we started. We started in 2020 during the pandemic, especially during the Black Lives Matter movement. And we actually didn't really know each other on campus. We're all in 3 different classes, but we knew of each other. And we came together virtually because we started selling products for a bigger white company, and we just realized these products is not for us. They're not for us at all. So we decided to go big and make our own business, and so we've been doing it since then.
I love it. So y'all know I'm doing a recap. So the pandemic was a blessing, period, right? So many businesses was launched during the pandemic. I mean, as a comedian, I made my most money during the pandemic, doing Zoom comedy shows. So I definitely can relate to launching during the pandemic. Yes, I love that.
So what inspired me to start my business, my hair care line, is my clients. In 2008, Honey Hair Care was developed. And then it was about maybe 2 or 3 hair care lines, and it was Dudley's, based in North Carolina, and then it was Carol's Daughters, and it wasn't for me. And then in Pennsylvania they had a black hair care company called Etay, and for me, with dealing with so many different textures and ethnicities, nothing completely worked. So I communicated with my mother. Because I was raised on herbs and any type of natural healing. When something went wrong with us, she never really took us to the doctors, and she just kind of did her own thing because she was an educated woman of color. So I talked to her, and I was just so frustrated because nothing would work consistently. And she said, well, if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. And she always saw in me sometimes what I didn't see in myself. And that's how Honey Hair Care became Honey Hair Care, because I was just frustrated of not having what I needed for my clients. And they were my first experiment, my in-house clients in the salon. And then once pandemic came, I was forced to shut down my salon. So I had to go online. And my clients needed the products, and then I just went ahead and kind of blossomed through that. And the reason why I'm continuously and won't give up, because my mom suffered from a anoxic brain injury. And she was like my main support, like right with my business. And she just saw so much in the product. And she would just tell everyone, like, y'all have to take, y'all have to try it, you have to try it. And she always would say, like, go with Shark Tank, things of that sort. But I was always, you know, just, I guess, fearful maybe of success, or a different part of success. But now I'm like, let's go. I mean, I've been doing it for so long I've been doing hair since 1984. So the hair care line started, like I said, 2008. And I have not, it was hard in the beginning. But it's so much information to seek out. No one's gatekeeping anymore. I used to have to go to like the library and stuff. Now it's just like, you just AI, you put in the right information. I travel a lot across the world to get natural ingredients and just do my thing. So that's how Honey Hair Care started.
And she cute. So whatever she using is definitely working for you. And if it's working for you, baby, it's gonna work for us. Y'all agree? Okay. So the next question is, share your journey from the initial idea of launching your business to now.
My journey was actually similar to over here, the young lady over here. I actually owned a hair salon too, and it closed due to the pandemic. Right around February 2022, it was like, all right, shut down, pandemic's here, you know. And I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always loved entrepreneurship. What I love to do is to create something out of nothing. So it's like you just sit down, you have an idea, and which is how I created my salon. I just had an idea. I've worked on a business plan for like 3 years.
You still have your salon?
I don't, because unfortunately the pandemic came and, you know, shut us down. But you know, when my salon closed, I was like, okay, now what I'm gonna do, you know? And I just started with my daughter. We started just bouncing around ideas about, you know, different businesses to start. And I've always had like a designer in me, you know. I always love to design online, you know, different things. I've always done my own logos and, you know, any marketing materials, I've always done that. So I just thought it was a natural thing to transition into, you know, doing something with that design skill. So, you know, and it was, again, mixed with the journey of who am I, where am I from, who am I, you know, who are my people, where they from, and just learning about all of that. It just kind of evolved. You know, I just took some time. I traveled a lot. I took like a 5-week trip and just traveled to different places. So it was just kind of all naturally came together. And, you know, love my brown skin. My daughter had, you know, some challenges loving herself and, you know, loving the way she looks and whatnot. And I just always, and I know a lot of us do, you know, we're not always looking in the mirror thinking we're cute. We sometimes looking in the mirror like, oh my God, you know, so it's just like all about loving the skin that you're in, you know, loving all of our different complexities. You'll see a t-shirt that I have on the table, which is like from honey to mocha and everything in between, just loving who you are. And that's really what the business is about, lovemybrown.com. We are...
So I just want to go back to the question really quick.
Yeah.
When you had the first idea of starting your business, what was the first thing that you, because I'm sure there's people that are listening that's thinking about starting a business.
Yes.
They have an idea. They've been pondering. See, the thing about your vision is that it chases you, right? until you say, okay, I'm gonna surrender. I'm gonna do what I need to do.
Right.
So what was the first thing that you did as an entrepreneur? Did you make the business?
Honestly, the first thing I always do with any type of business is create some sort of imagery around it.
So you got a logo?
I got a logo, and I designed my own logo because I really it starts to become visual. That's the one thing I always say. You gotta make it visual. Like have some, even if you don't have nothing behind it. I had a logo and I had nothing else. You know, when I had my salon, it was called Oasis. I had a logo and I had nothing else, and then I started to build a business. I started to build a business plan. Started to think about, okay, who is my market? Who do I want to sell to? How do I want to sell? So it's a good question. What's the first thing you do? For me, I need something to inspire me.
Yeah.
So for me, being inspired was just starting to see, okay, have a logo, and then what's the business name?
Yeah.
What's the very first design? You know, I remember the very first design that I made that I loved, that people, you know, started to love and started to buy. So that's really my journey. I always like to see something that kind of inspires me visually. Yeah, because it's like, you know, it's like if you want to build a house, you got to start to visualize it. What does it look like? What colors do you represent in your brand? That's
sort of like manifestation.
Absolutely, and visualization, manifestation. So that's always my first, you know, step, and that was definitely my first step here as well. Yeah.
And everyone learns differently. Everyone, you know, put their businesses out differently. So if you have an idea in your head, it may be good to just get it down on paper.
Yeah.
I know for me, sometimes I'll put something on Facebook, and I gotta hold myself accountable for it.
Right.
So it doesn't work for everyone, because sometimes it's like she's always putting the business out there.
Right.
You know, I remember one time I wanted to walk dogs, so I'm like, I'm a dog walker now. And then somebody saw me at the supermarket. Where you still walking dogs?
Right.
When I said that.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, that's some good stuff.
Yes.
So it took me a while to start Heal and Go. Back in 2012 when I became natural, I still sold Mary Kay products. And my vision was to have a skincare company. So I actually researched and found a company that would co-manufacture the product for me. And they were in the process of moving, so I left it alone. I've been on the back burner, and we moved. And in 2018, when we actually were settled, I put the idea up again. And I found a company that could actually do it the way I wanted it, plant-based. And then I contacted them in 2019, we went through negotiations and all that. And I placed the order, and then COVID hit. So everything was stalled. And here I'm like, what am I going to do now? Because I had a lunch date in mind.
Back up a little bit. You said you contacted them, and what happened?
At the end of 2019,
yeah, and what happened?
COVID happened.
The COVID. Oh,
yes.
That COVID. Okay.
So it stalled everything. The world just stopped. So
yes.
I'm like, what am I going to do? Because I had my lunch date for July of 2020. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Now, I was making this product for my hair. And people wanted it. So I'm like, oh, maybe I could do that in the meantime until the skincare, comes through. So I got a logo. My husband and I kind of figured out the name, Heal and Go, because I wanted something that would tell women that it's plant-based, to tell them that it would help them, but to tell them it's not going to take forever to do your hair. So Heal and Go was sort of something that stuck with that whole vision. And then we got the logo, and then I started, making the hair care product. And there was a business class. I don't know if you're familiar with Nicole Walters. I did a business class. And then there was a formulation class that one of my friends told me about. I did that, so I knew how to formulate products to make it better for our use and how to mix them. So during 2020, I did that. And when everything was good, I knew how to formulate. I started doing the Shea Rosemary Hair Moisturizer, which was the first product I started with, and people loved it. Then they're like, oh, we want a shampoo, and oh, we want a conditioner, and I'm like, oh my God, I just wanted to do one product at a time. Anyway, I formulated these, and then in 2021, I officially made a website. So it officially became Heal and Go in 2021. It was registered and all that, and that's how I started Heal and Go.
That's good. That's good. So my recap for that is, I just want to make sure that everyone is clear. The pandemic came, and correct me if I'm wrong with any of this. The pandemic came, shut the world down, and you needed to figure out, all right, what was my next step? But what I love about her story is that you took a class.
Yes.
So we don't always have the tool. Sometimes we have an idea, but no tool. So you educated yourself, and then you started making formulas, and then the website. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Because I use Facebook as my market.
Yes.
So people would, tell me they want it. I would send me the address. I'd ship it to them and pay me, via PayPal. So I use that first. And when I saw it was really picking up, I'm like, okay, it's time to venture out into a website.
I love it. Yes.
Alright, so the truth is that a lot of products that are on the shelves right now for hair care are all white owned. And while they might be marketing, ethnic hair, curly hair, the truth is they don't want to cater to our needs. They want to cater to our money. They
Come
want
on,
our money.
Gypsy.
So we kind of took that
Kids
frustration.
don't come to play.
We took that frustration and kind of channeled it into our own personal experiences. Like I said, we're all Seton Hall graduates.
Period.
Yeah, period. And honestly, being at a PWI as a black student, being involved in different departments, different clubs and stuff like that, we got tired of also getting used basically for our skin color. They want the diversity, but they don't want to actually help us. They don't want to actually promote us. So that was part of the passion that kind of came into creating the business. We all love our hair. We all went through our own natural hair journeys. But we really didn't think like we're gonna start a business. So when we did it, we were honestly very blind. But the beauty is we had a large network to pull from. Our logo is made by a Seton Hall grad. Our LLC, we got through another Seton Hall grad. We had one of my business partners' father who had experience in the industry help us. We just had to network with several different people to learn, kind of like Gail said, learn the ropes. And then take it from there. And every year that we're in business, we continue to learn, we continue to network and pull things from other business owners online, that kind of thing, because we're blind. We're blind, truthfully, but we're continuing to learn, and the drive is to build a community that is inclusive to everybody's hair, not just one hair texture.
Give her. She did not come to play. And you know what? That's what I love. I'm 51. I just turned 51. I know I look 31. But all of my kids are grown. All of my kids are 30, 29, and 27. One is a therapist, one is a stay-at-home mom, and my son is just recovering from doing 10 years in prison. But they are all young people, and I love to listen to them because they are so smart. So I'm listening to you, and yes, fearless. Right, and let me tell you something. Anybody, yes, they're so bold, and I love that about you. Like she came on set and said, period. There's no products that fit my hair type, and I needed it, and I wanted to make it happen. I'm not sure what's going on with the mic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Try this one. Okay. You switch your mic so that. But I just wanted to say that I love that about you. So it's like almost like you're destined to win, because the way you're networking, the way you're just tapping into other people's skills, I love that. Because we don't have, I think that's the biggest mistake with entrepreneurs. We feel like as an entrepreneur, we're solopreneurs. That means that you are the only one that have all the knowledge, the tools, and we don't. We don't. You need people. You gotta educate yourself on what you're doing, like she did. You gotta know what you're getting into. You gotta know your story, and you gotta be bold about it. I love this panel. I love y'all. I love y'all. So tell us from the beginning how you got started. What's the first thing that you did?
So the idea or just the
ideas in your head.
Okay. So the idea, I briefly talked about that. The idea came from, like I said, not enough ethnic hair care products, right? So I get frustrated really fast when I don't get what I want, right? And when I don't see results. So the idea was like, okay, I have to make a difference. I cannot be just a cosmetologist. I'm a teacher as well, cosmetology teacher. So I can't have education and labels and all this knowledge and just allow for no change. I mean, what's the use of it? I'm just going to be a cosmetologist, a cosmetology teacher, and a hairstylist. Like that's just kind of boring. I mean, it's everything, but it's boring when you have knowledge. You know, you have to educate. You have to give education, and you have to your ideas. You have to seek them out, no matter what. You cannot have your mind telling you don't do it. So even though you know you should do it. So the idea has to be the reality of your invention or your business. So the idea was always there because the product was not there. So the idea for my product was there because when I started, the product lines wasn't there for me. So the launch came from the idea, and the launch started small. So it started with, you know, me putting certain ingredients in there. Like I said, my mother assisting me all throughout the process, and just doing a little bit because I just started off with my hair pomades and my oil drops and my root stimulator. So I started off with those three because, like this young lady said, that what's your name, Jay, right? So like Jay said, all of the products, and it was worse then. In early 2000s and 90s, it was just horrible. The product shouldn't have been made because they were just killing us. That's why they were killing us, our hair, but they were messing with our neurological systems too as women. You know what I'm saying? So all those chemicals in those products just didn't do well, and now if we get the results of it, our hair is breaking. It doesn't grow like in the 70s and the 60s. And all that comes from all the chemicals in the products that they said were natural, but they weren't. Because I always tell people, when you launch something, you have to be honest. And those product makers, those pharmaceutical companies who's behind the products were not honest. So us as women of color, you know, we're standing tall now with becoming natural, but all of our hair came out from the products probably having a little bit of relaxer in it, or a little bit of formaldehyde in it, or a little bit of this. It was all chemicals that caused our hair as women of color to break. So the launch came from the chemicals being in the product, and me saying, okay, I have to launch this, and I want to start off.
So what was the
small.
first thing that you did? The
first thing I did was I just started making small batches of products. And it wasn't honey. The idea was always the product, but it wasn't always the name. So the name came later on. The name came in 2000 and maybe like 13, 14, but it was under my business under First Impressions. So it was under First Impressions Salon. So that's what it was always used as until I said, I have to put a name to this business, and then I did like the trademark and everything else. But you always have to, when you launch it, like this young lady said, we have to make the idea a reality in order to make it a success. Yeah, so the launch came from the actual little ingredients, and then
so you made your ingredients first.
Yeah, the ingredients was made first because, and the oils, it was just oils because the reason why our hair breaks is because we don't use enough oils inside, but also out. Because anything in is going to come out. Our diet is poor. As black women, as black men, as black children. We have horrible diets. And we're conscious of the hair part, but your hair's still not going to be good without a great diet. So it's a whole, not just the hair care. So the launching is that. The launching is inside and out. Yeah.
Sounds good. So I have a question. How many entrepreneurs we have in the audience? Business owners, entrepreneurs? Okay. Give yourselves a round of applause because it's not easy. It is not easy. I started a comedy club, the first black comedy club in New Jersey, 2020. February 1st, I was the first female comedian in New Jersey to start her own comedy club. 600 people that was at my grand opening. It was a beautiful spot in a mall. 6 weeks later, the pandemic comes. And I was able to stay open for a year. Everyone else was closed. Funeral homes, liquor stores, churches, I was the only thing open. So I was doing everything. I was doing comedy repasses, birthday parties, kid parties. I was literally getting that money during the pandemic. But I was so exhausted after the year that I caught COVID. And I said, you know what, because I'm going to be honest, when I started my business, it wasn't to be a business owner of that sort forever. I started a black comedy club because I was a comedian and I didn't have the plug. And I wanted to create the plug. You know, and I felt like the only way for me to be able to get the attention of other big comedians is by opening up a comedy club, and they'll be coming to me asking me, can they perform? And guess what? It only stayed open a year, but it did what it needed to do. Once I closed down after that year, everyone knew about Monique Latisse. So, you know, you'll be surprised how an idea, you know, is not the end-all be-all. Sometimes you need one idea to get you to the next idea, to get you to the next idea. And if it doesn't work, you keep on trying, because your main purpose is going to pull you in to whatever you're supposed to be doing. Remember that. Whatever you're supposed to be doing in life, it's going to pull you in. And you're going to have no choice but to say, all right, this is it. So I have one more question. And it's not on paper, it's kind of like a random question that came up in my head. A lot of people sell the same products. To me. Okay, so I'm going to put myself and kind of answer this in your own scenario. I'm a comedian. There's a lot of comedians out here. I mean, I go on auditions in different places, and there's so many. I didn't even know there was that many comedians in Jersey. But I stay motivated because nobody's bringing what I do to the table. So that's how I stay motivated. So as business owners, how do you stay motivated knowing this? Like when you come to events like this, everyone has, you know, shea butter. Everyone has oil. Everyone has, you know, all natural products and the best products. How do you, as an individual business owner, can walk into a room like this and say, you know what, I'm gonna stand out because this is my motivation?
For me, I just stay true to my vision. I try not to really like compete with others. Of course, I'm always doing, you know, competitive analysis and looking at other melanin apparel brands, which is room for all of us. You know, I don't think it's necessarily has to be like one person has to knock the other out. I think it's room for all of us.
But did you hear what she said? You have to know what your competitors are doing.
Yeah.
You gotta know. You can't walk in blind like you don't see what other people are doing. If something is working for her,
right,
you gotta say to yourself, well, maybe if I smile more people will come to my table. Because I can't stand, I go to an event and the vendor's not smiling,
right, or not,
and everybody else is at the person table who's smiling. She may not even have the best product,
right,
but she's embracing and she's warming. You can have an amazing product, but you're sitting there. I'm not coming to your table. I don't care what kind of magical hair product, how long my hair gonna grow.
Absolutely. And I think as a kid, it's not about gatekeeping anymore, right? Like we can all share. Like I do brand collaborations with different, you know, a couple of ladies that are here today. I think we can work together.
I love that.
I think we can learn from each other.
That's right.
You know, it's a melanin brand that I love, that I wear, you know.
Yes.
She has really amazing.
I hate to cut you off,
Yes.
but did you hear what she just said? She supports other brands.
Yes, absolutely.
I love to see vendors getting up from their table, walking around and supporting, and that's how the money comes back to you.
Exactly.
By putting the money into somebody else's pocket and it comes back. Girl, y'all preaching today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how I stay competitive is, well, not competitive, but how I, you know, put my brand out there is that I don't only offer hair care products, but I also do hair care classes. So I teach braiding classes classes to teenagers preparing for college. I just did my first class last week. I have another one next week, and I have another one in September. And that's how I stay competitive. Also, I do see what others do. I also support other brands. So the braider that I use for my classes, I met her at a market that I went at King University. So I did a partnership.
You have to network.
And she comes to, I pay her of course, but she does braiding for me for the classes.
I love it. You have to network. Even on social media, I share other comedians' flyers. I post their videos. I book other comedians because I can't get all the work. It's only one of me. So if you have a network of people that you know are amazing, you just keep, you keep it circulating. I love that.
We also offer our customers customer service. So when somebody buys product from me, if I have their contact information, I contact them and find out how the product's working for them.
Feedback.
If they don't like it, I want to know why. Because that helps me feedback, like it gives me feedback as to what I need to improve. My service or my product. Okay. So that's how I stay ahead of the game.
I love that. So we gotta wrap it up shortly. So just if you could just give us a quick, what keeps you motivated and not, worried about what other people are doing?
I think what keeps us motivated is, when people go on their natural hair care journeys, I think they think that they have to wear their natural hair out every day. And the truth is, there's other ways of keeping your hair healthy without wearing it out. So one thing I can say with me and all my business owners, we've had color in our hair, several different colors, blues, reds, pinks, orange, you name it, the colors. And you can still have healthy hair with dyed hair, with relaxed hair, with the Texas styles in. You can still have healthy hair, and I think that's what sets us apart. We cater to the 21st century natural, which means you can live out your
Gen Z. I love it.
You can live out your hair dreams. You don't, just because you're black doesn't mean you can't have color, doesn't mean you can't have the longest extensions. It doesn't mean that. But it can still be healthy if you choose to do that, and that's what our products are aiming to do for you.
I love it. Love the Gen Z.
So for me, what keeps me motivated is knowing that it is okay for all of us to have space in any business and market as women of color and men of color. Because for so long, we have not had voices in business. And why is it, I just had this conversation, it's so profound that you just asked the question with my client, because she said, one of her girlfriends said she gets overwhelmed from all the hair care products. So I said, why? Then, and I don't mean any disrespect, I just come off kind of, I guess, assertive and aggressive, they say as black women. But I just want to know why, because it was always L'Oreal's and Clairvoyant's. And, you talk about hundreds of Caucasian products, or Indian products, or other nationalities, or why when it comes to women of color, or men of color, it's like, okay, so we're flooding the market, it's about time. Let's do it. Let's flood the market. Let's flood social media. Let's flood mainstream. Let's do it all, because we all are great at what we're doing, and we all want to change.
So she ain't scared, basically, is what you're trying to say. She's not scared. I love it. So I'm going to squeeze in the last question, and I'm going to make it, it's going to be 2 questions in one to make sure that you answer it quickly so we can get to any questions that you may have. So what was your proudest moment starting your business? And what advice would you give other entrepreneurs? So your proudest moment in starting your business and advice you would give other entrepreneurs.
Proudest moments, I guess, is when I started getting feedback about my designs. I know I like them, but when I started sharing it with others, had my website up, people started saying, oh, I like this one. Oh, do you have this in that color? So that's fun for me, just seeing the feedback. And what advice I would give is we've all been talking about this word inspired, stay inspired. So whether that be, your logo, whether that be starting your website, just always have something that inspires you to keep going so that so you remember why you started the business in the first place.
So I don't think I have one proudest moment, but I think I have many. Every time a customer who transitioned to natural hair comes to me and says, your product has worked for me, that is my proudest moment. that makes me motivated to keep going and keep educating other women on natural hair. My advice to anybody trying to do a business or entrepreneurs already in a business, stick to your why. Post it up, write it up, put it somewhere. I have mine in my bathroom and I see it every morning. You read it to yourself, make it be an affirmation for you so that you keep going.
That's good, that's good.
Okay, so proudest moment, like I said, I'm gonna say it again because why not? We're Seton Hall grads.
Period.
And Seton Hall hosts a competition called Pirates Pitch, which is a small business startup competition for students, and the first 3 prize winners get a monetary prize, a grant. We got our second place prize of $5,000. And we also got the People's Choice Award, which was based off of audience vote. And so to that, I say the biggest advice I would have for any other entrepreneurs is just get yourself out there. I don't even really like talking, truthfully. I don't really like people. But, you know, having a business, you kind of have to learn how to do that. And so, like, being up here today, being at our table, like, it forces you to go out there, you know, be confident in yourself, be confident in your voice. And I think that's the biggest part is just have confidence and don't be afraid to put yourself out there to do what you love to do.
Yes.
So my proudest moment, okay. So my proudest moment, I guess it's just to see the reaction that I get from clients. Everything is not for everybody, but what's for you is for you. And you can't get away from it. You know what I'm saying? So my product may not be for everyone, but it's for the people who it's for. And I love that about my product line. And it works on all, it's a universal product. It works on your skin and nails because it's moisturizing, it's emollient, it's nourishing, and it's healing. So that's my proudest moment to know that it's for the consumers that it's for, and my clients in the salon. And what I would say to those that are starting or have the idea, write it down because what you write down becomes reality. Don't be afraid and stay in prayer. And stay around people that's going to support you and motivate you and encourage you to continue on your journey and path of success.
Yes. Well said. So we have room for 2 questions. So does anyone have a question? Yes.
This is to Jay. What's Back to Roots 5-year business plan?
We'd like to expand our products. Right now we have 3 products, a oil, a curl cream, and a leave-in conditioner. The goal is to expand our product list and maybe like a gel, a shampoo and conditioner, but over time we want to have as many products as possible so that your whole cabinet is just Back to Roots.
I have a question. Do you guys have business consultants? Someone that kind of holds you accountable for decisions that you're making in your business? You do?
I just got some.
Okay, because that's important too.
Yeah, so I partner with Temple University. They have, because all the universities have like free mentoring. Because like
Good
you said,
information.
you need someone to hold you accountable. It's an organization that's called SCORE, that's online, that
SCORE.
has free virtual classes constantly. A lot of your banks, your national banks, are also partnering with, and your Chase banks, your huge banks. They're starting to come up with different departments to help small businesses and small minority businesses in order for us to get funded and to support you in what you need to launch and to be a success.
Real quick to that point, another thing you can do if you don't have like money to pay for a consultant, find other business owners and other entrepreneurs that you could like partner with. Me and Keisha, who is the fabulous proprietor of this natural.
Yes. And this is the 6th annual.
6th annual. We talk like at least once once a week, but sometimes more just chit chat, and then we support each other. I hear about what's going on with her. She hears about what's going on. She just checked me yesterday. She was like, "This the last time you posted on Instagram?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. I got it."
You need people to hold you accountable. Absolutely.
It's accountability, you know. So it could be one other person, or it could be a few other business owners that are positive, that are going to motivate you, that are going to help you, give you tips, like, "Oh, I just
And that you're going to listen to.
That you're going to listen to, yeah.
Because I don't listen to everybody.
So that's another avenue, just to stay motivated and to stay, you know, focused, and to get ideas and tips from other entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. One more question. Yes.
When it comes to like when we're starting like your business with like making your shirts and stuff, because I do graphic design, like I draw on like the iPad. When you like do the procrastination, like and like just overthink and then like you won't put it on the like shirt, what's the best way of going about it? Because I have like 8 different things and I won't put it out.
We gotta talk. Let's talk. But yes,
I want to make sure that we understand her question. So are you asking what's the best way to not feel overwhelmed when you have a lot of different?
The overanalyzing, procrastination, like how do you get over it and like.
Well, first of all, we gotta realize that you can put something online and then take it down and change it and update it. So it's not once and done, but you have to get to a point that you put your stuff out there and you get the feedback. I've gotten feedback. Sometimes people didn't like it or they didn't, you know, relate to it. So I either took it down, changed it, tweaked it, whatever. But don't get so where it has to be perfect before you put it out, because nothing is ever going to be perfect, especially with something like this. Now, what these ladies are doing, it's important that you're not putting stuff out there that's going to hurt people. But a t-shirt design, you know, something like that, you want to get to a point that you can get it out there so that you can get the feedback, right?
So I want to add to that too. A lot of times we start our businesses, right? And we have habits in our business that we have in our personal life. So if you have a lazy spirit, your business is gonna lag. If you have a anxious spirit, you know, it may show in your business. So as much as we're striving to be excellent entrepreneurs, we have to make sure that our mental health can handle the load. Because you can get all the supporters, all the good business, but if you're still feeling anxious, your business won't be successful. So make sure that while you're trying to make money, that you're also taking care of your mental health so you can handle all the blessings that's getting ready to fall in. I just wanted to add that. So,
Should just how people can find us.
absolutely.
Okay.
First of all, let's give the panelists a big round of applause.